各位大家好谢谢你们来收看我这个赛后幕后须知的视频。OK， 这个视频actually我们包括了很多那些我们的设计、我们的研究，还有我们的分析。在每一场里面，我们都会评论一些马匹的状态、马匹的实际价钱，还有马匹是否可以赢这场比赛，还有他们的这个评分我们做一个 ranking， 所以你看到这个 ranking， 你就大概看到那些前10名都会变青色了，所以给你们大概知道是说我们怎么估计这个比赛怎么跑。但事事往往如果是在临场的时候，东西都会有变数，每一场比赛的变数都不一样，因为每一场单数还有外面的人他们怎么出单，他们怎么去运作和幕后操纵这些赛马都是不一样的。所以我就特地放了一些国际的那些票数单数，他们怎么走，他们开关到最后1分钟，等你可以从那边做一个比较和分析。OK， 这个赛后幕后的资料是利于那些比较喜欢研究到底后面是什么一回事。有些人是赢了钱但他们是可能是盲目跟从，有些人是输了钱，但不知为了如何他们输掉那些钱。所以这些资料可以让你们知道更深层的认识赛马幕后的操纵。所以这些对你们来讲其实是一个很有帮助的一些资料，希望大家可以好好的研究观看我的视频但千万别忘记帮我点赞还有 subscribe 如果你们有什么问题的话，可以在 video 下面做 comments我的华文其实不是说很强啦，但是我需要用华文来跟你们沟通一下，因为大致上我的观众都是华文的听众，所以如果那些有要听英文的版本，可能以后我会做一个视频在英文啦。好再一次谢谢你们的观看如果讲得不好，请多多见谅。谢谢。
这是我们的第1场的分析电脑排名评语价格估计。当你和右边有国际临场价格波动比较它的变化，你就会看得更清楚如何一场马幕后的运作。一旦你实况了解后，你可以在每期我们赛前所提供的资料做一样的分析，这样一来必可为你省下更多时间与金钱。接下来我们会重播第1场赛事的精彩片段，希望观众会喜爱我们的这样的一个呈现方式，请观众们能都多多按赞与多多分享出去。
Presses a button and away they go. Super Generous and Paperback Trooper a bit tardy out the back, and they're going to settle at the rear. Sunset with a boldy face goes forward. Orion Passion looking for speed, but here comes Gold Cut. He's an out-and-out speeder. He's going to come across to take the lead. Super Posh working out wide into 4th, back then to Owasin. Hyde Park, the race favourite, just sitting midfield. Out wide to Soro Parada, Legacy Raw, back on the inside fence, Happy Friday. Towards the tail enders, we have Paperback Trooper racing there with back on the inside Big Fortune and Super Generous. First 424.05 as they swing for home here, and 450 metres left to go. Sunstep in front, taking a Gold Cut in front, taken over from Sunstep. Orion Passion giving chase out wide. Super Posh looking to come into it with Wawasan, and they're starting to break away from the rest of them. Happy Friday not far away from them as they come into the last 200 metres on the inside fence. Sunstep taking over now. Happy Friday on the outside is Wawasan. Super Posh just looks to be boxing on, but it's Happy Friday overtaking them and careering away, gets the win by about 1.5 lengths over Wawasan. Super Posh gets into 3rd. Out wide Hyde Park, the favourite. He was just out wide and boxed on for 4th. Back then onto the inside we have Orion Passion, Big Fortune, Sunstep knocking up. Towards the midfield section we have Legacy Raw to Soro Parada, never really a threat. Back then with Paperback Trooper, Gold Cut knocked up, and Super Generous the mare, one of the last ones to pull up. Starter presses a button and away they go. Dabble began well, as did the race favourite in Deception. They're going to go forward. Digging up now on the inside there is Bingo Master. The Grey Sunset's going to get a run in 4th on the rail. Aguario jumped much better today, and he's going to sit in 5th, one off. Back then to Song of Nature, back in the tail, Classic 11, and racing last of all is 911. So they start to sort their order out as they're racing down the back straight. Dabble takes over from Deception. Back then to Bingo Master, 1 out, 1 back. Sunset the Grey on the 3rd. Aguario and Song of Nature are racing side by side, and towards the tail we have back then Classic 11 and Seen 'Em All is 911. First 425.39, so a leisurely gallop here for the restricted maideners as they start to make their swing around the turn here on the long course. Matthew Kennedy just raiding Dabble to perfection out in front. He's a very good front riding rider. Deception getting the dream run for the race favourite. Sunset back to Bingo Master. Aguario and Song of Nature not making any moves yet. They're still racing side by side, and at the rear of the field, so too is 911 and Classic 11. They swing for home, and they've got the winning post in sight. Matthew Kennedy starts to give a bit of a niggle here on Dabble, but the race favourite starts to move up outside of him. Let's see what he can find here. Giving the hard riding now is Bingo Master, and the Grey Sunset looks to be boxing on as well, looking for any runs from the back. Aguario looks to be coming into it, as too is Song of Nature. They're coming into the 200-metre mark. Deception in front still. Giving chase is Sunset, and Song of Nature's catching the eye, as too is Bingo Master. It doesn't look to be the favourite's race. Song of Nature out wide. On the inside there, Bingo Master. Song of Nature. Wow, he gets the win and beats Bingo Master, the favourite. Deception. Well, he's deceived us again today. He's going to wait a while to break that maiden tag at $6. Back then to Sunset. Pulling up out wide is Aguario 911. Dabble just knocked off after making the pace. And having a look for the last one, pulling up just after the finish line really quickly here is Classic 11. Movement in the middle, presses a button and away they go, and they broke well. Reignite was slowly away, and he's going to settle at the tail. Bionic showing speed out wide there is Win-Win, looking for a forward position, digging up Magnifique, and Always Innocence broke well from the inside. Mr. Pacino making his debut, gets a nice run just off for speed. Dr. Cardo travelling ground out wide. War Warriors kicking up on the inside to make up ground. Universal Empire back to 8 ball. At the tail we have Perfect, Reignite, and Limbs Knight to See 'Em All. As they run the first 318.58, swinging around the corner, it's in front, Magnifique over Bionics, Always Innocent getting a run in 3rd. Win-Win out wide, getting a nice course into it. Back then to Mr. Pacino, Dr. Cardo, 8 ball. And then we go back to the rear end as Universal Empire's under hard riding. Perfect, Reignite, and Limbs Knight swinging out to the middle of a track at the tail of the field. Bionics overtaking Magnifique to his inside. Here comes Win-Win getting a bit of a shake-up out wide. He's drawing away from him now. 8 ball looks to be running onto it into a placing, but it's all Win-Win as they come into the last 150 metres. Really drawing away here, clear for Oscar Chavez, and the Panamanian gives him a dig, and he has won that most impressively. Bionics into 2nd. 8 ball might have just held on for 3rd over Limbs Knight, who caught the eye running on into minor placing, maybe getting 3rd or 4th. And there's a line of horses for them other margins. We have Bionics, Mr. Pacino, Always Innocent, Magnifique, back then to Perfect. Universal Empire was gone a long way out. War Warrior never really looked a threat, and there's 8 ball and Reignite. He was under pressure the whole way throughout. He presses a button and away they go. Beat the Light a little bit slowly away with Resurgence. Zygarde sprung out to go to the front, as did Gamely. Broadway Success showing toe from out wide, but he's going to have to get a bit of luck if he's coming across. Purring Crown tucked away there with Limbs Unique just off for speed. Stablemate Limbs more ready on the rail, but digging up around them now is Beer Garden, See Ya. Sun Elizabeth back worse in midfield on the fence. Royalty back to 3rd last with Beat the Light, and Resurgence sees them all. as they run the first 400 metres in 25.33 and swing around the long bend on the long course. Gamely leads it up from Broadway Success, Limbs Unique, back then to Zygarde's Purring Crown. Behind them, Sia out 3 wide, Beer Garden, Sun Elizabeth, and then back to Limbs More Ready, Beat the Light, Royalty, and Resurgence still last of all as they turn for home. Gamely starting to get a bit of a niggle on in front. Broadway Success, a stablemate giving chase. Zygarde back to the rail. Limbs Unique looks to be under a really nice hold coming into it, as to his Purring Crown starting to creep up through him, looking to Beat the Light, not really making up much ground at the moment, as to his Sia going on the one spot. They come into the last 200 metres. It's Purring Crown taking over, giving chase. Beer Garden out wide, and Beat the Light runs onto it as they come into the line. On the inside, Purring Crown gets it over Beer Garden. Beats Beat the Light into third. A big win there from the winner. Back then to Limbs Unique. Resurgence made up a stack of ground. That was an eye-catcher to finish in fourth. And then we go back to the other runners of Sun Elizabeth, Broadway Success, Gamely didn't really finish off. Royalty never a threat. Sia was disappointing. And towards the tail there is Limbs More Ready, and Zygarde, after showing early speed, one of the last ones to pull up. Tendon clears. He presses a button and away they go. Missing it was Silent Partner at the rear. Green Star beginning well from out wide for Zaki, and he's going to look to come over and take up the lead. Fighting for the minor positions in the early stages is Great Expectations, Sandbox, Global Kid getting a nice run in fourth. Wind Trail comes across just in a 3-wide path at the moment to Red Dragon, Star Jack. Amazing Breeze settling towards the rear there with Mystery Power, Silent Partner, Cosmic Sands. The Donna Logan train runners are all bunched towards the tail, and Born to Win now moves up into second last as they start to work around their order in the first 400, 26.18. Zaki's got him at a nice little tempo here, but he looks to be on the chewy to lead a Green Star. Great Expectation in second, a length and a half away, back to Global Kid. Cosmic Sands is covering a fair bit of ground out wide, but looking to push forward now. Sandbox in fourth, back then to Red Dragon, Wind Trail. A significant gap back then to Mystery Power, Amazing Breeze, Star Jack covering a fair bit of ground, and the tail enders are Born to Win and Silent Partner. So they start to make their swing for home here in race number 5, and it's in front Green Star, who still sees them out. Moving up into second was Cosmic Sands, but he did a bit of work to get there. Great Expectation getting a nice run behind the leaders. Global Kid and back then to Wind Trail. Red Dragon looking to come into it. Mystery Power, Amazing Breeze needs to get a bit of a wiggle, and as to does Born to Win, Star Jack, and seeing them all is Silent Partner, who was slowly away. So 450 metres left to go. What can Green Star do from in front? Great Expectation underriding. There's a lot really under pressure. Global Kid boxing away back in third on the rail. Sandbox looking to come into a Wind Trail. Mystery Power and the Red Cap starting to wind up. And it's still Green Star in front. He holds a lead by about a length and a half over Great Expectation, who's a constant place getter. Can he get it up today? Wind Trail running into it, as to is Born to Win out wide. On the fence, Green Star. Great Expectation. It's your day today. He gets the job done. Beats Green Star by about a neck. Born to Win ran into it. Might have just got third over Wind Trail. Out wide was Red Dragon to finish about fifth. Then there's a line of horses, Amazing Breeze, Sandbox, Mystery Power. Global Kid didn't really come into it with Silent Partner. And Cosmic Sands, he's pulling up rather quickly, and he's going to finish at the tail. Rocking about, but the signal's given. He presses a button and away they go, and he began really well, the Wild Prince. Troy C being nice and vigorous to go forward, as to his Burgundy Lad. Auspicious Day looking to go forward. Alexander's just going to be tucked away in behind those pair as Voluntad comes out wide now to stake a claim for a forward spot. GG Star lobs in fifth position, back then to Super Speed. Fiddlestick, midfield is Super Talent. Turf Beauty back third last, and a bit of a gap there back then to My Boss, who's drifted right back, and Jupiter Dragon, he's at the rear getting an eagle on. First 424.18 as they start to swing past the 600 metre mark and make their turn for home. In front, it's Auspicious Day, Burgundy Lad. Getting a nice ride is Voluntad, Alexander hot on their heels. Back to the inside fence, the Wild Prince. Out wide, GG Star. Super Talent getting a bit of a ride on, as too is Fiddlestick, Super Speed. And the rest of the back looking to make up a lot of ground. They head to the 350 mark on the inside fence, Burgundy Lad. And it's Auspicious Day. Voluntad in the yellow in headgear trying to come into it. As too is GG Star out wide looking to come into a momentum. Alexander back on the inside fence is starting to make up ground. Burgundy Lad and Alexander as they come into the last 100 metres. Alexander, Burgundy Lad, head and head on the inside. Alexander breaks the maiden and gets the job done in the Cerise. Beats Burgundy Lad. GG Star back a significant margin away in third. Might have just held on to a minor placing. They were coming in for the multiples there with Super Speed. Out wider in the purple was Super Talent. Back then to Jupiter Dragon. On the inside, the Wild Prince, Auspicious Day. Voluntad never really looked a threat, as too was Turf Beauty. She's going to be one of the last ones to pull up. Signals given, presses the button and away they go. Lady Sprintbock began well from the inside, as too to Kiss Your Song. Last Samurai showing speed, as too is Lonro Gold. So there's a line of 4 looking for the forward line. Romantic tucks away back there in 6. High Water out wide, 3 deep is Hugo. Back then too to Brotherhood, and the tail enders out bunched are Revolution. Back then with Graviton, Basilisk, and they're going to settle at the rear as they run scooting along past the home turn here, and they've run the first 318.36. They start to swing around the corner, and it's in front, Last Samurai over Lonro Gold. Back then to Lady Sprintbock. Romantic getting a nice suck into it. Kiss Your Song's under a bit of a niggle. The Brotherhood back to the inside rail midfield. And then you got Hugo looking to peel out to the middle of a track. And the rest have to get a wiggle on, headed by High Water. They come into the last 300 metres, and it's Last Samurai in front. He likes to go forward and keep rolling, but can he hang on? Giving chase out wide in the middle of a track is Romantic coming into it. Lady Sprintbock just boxing up and down to the one spot. Hugo's making up ground on the outside, but it's Romantic who gets to Last Samurai, and Romantic on the outside takes it and wins. Gets it over Last Samurai as they drifted out to the middle of a track. Revolution and Hugo were going to look to fight out third position. They really all got off the rail there with High Water pulling up there with Farbu. Back on the inside rail, you have Basilisk, Lady Sprintbock, Lonro Gold. Kiss Your Song was gone a long way from home. And then we go back to the Brotherhood and Graviton, one of the last ones to pull up. Flags given, he presses a button and away they go. Beginning well from the inside is Lion Spirit. He's going to get a nice little timer come across, but coming out wide now is Sun Ace to look for the lead. As to there is Sportscaster, Porashiri digging up to try and get a position. Lion Spirit eventually then drops back there out wide, looking for a run. Behind them is just having a look as they come around the corner. Dropping back is Sir Elton. And also Scooter, who's not as forward as he can be, as they start to make their way around the corner. Racing back then with Roman Classic, Red Riding Wood towards the tail end there with Grandpa Micmac, and Larry will see them all. First 500 in 31.89 as they make their run across the back straight. It's Sun Ace who leads them up. Sportscaster and Porashiri are just fighting for that second and third position. Satria gets a nice run. Hossaliao back then in fifth. Scooter, Sir Elton in a nice spot ready to pounce. Lion Spirit, Roman Classic, Red Riding Wood, and towards the tail there is Larry and Grandpa Micmac. So they swing around 700 metres there in 44.36 as they make the turn for home, and 700 metres left to go It is still Sunace who sees them out now, and Porashiri moves up into a pouncing position, and they start to get a bit of a wiggle on. Out wide, Satria comes into it 3 deep. Hosalio picking his runs, dropping off his sportscaster. Sir Elton comes into it. Scooter underriding, and a bunch of these have a bit of ground to make up, including Lion Spirit, outright Red Riding Wood, and Larry and Grandpa Micmac look out of it a long way back. Porashiri set sails for home here in the 8th race. Can he keep going on in front? But he's starting to get the head up and the telescope's out. He's looking at stars. Coming into it is Hosalio giving chase Satria, but he's throwing it away again, Porashiri. Coming into it, Hosalio takes over. Satria boxing on. Sir Elton making up ground on the inside. Hosalio, but Sir Elton gets him on the line. A nice ride, well timed there by Beasley. Gets another win here for the James Peters trained galloper. Just overtook Hosalio in for second. Back then to Satria out wide. Porashiri, well, he did it again. We all thought he would. He just couldn't hang on without doing it. Back then to Scooter, Red Riding Wood, Lion Spirit, a significant gap to Roman Classic. Pulling up rather quickly, Grandpa Micmac in front of Sunace. Sportscaster dropped off. And old Larry, well, we'll see him back on the turf. He just didn't go as well on the poly. So attendants clear the way, signals given. Starter presses a button and away they go. Top Knight just a little bit slow out, but that's normal for him as he settles back. Limbs Kosciuszko to race favourite's going to shoot to the front for Beasley at $7. And he's going to sit about a length clear over Circuit Mission, who's just up there vying for a spot and coming across. And then into third we have Savvy Command, Sacred Choir back in fourth. Heartening Flyer drops back to third last with Real Success, and Top Knight sees them all. As they swing past the 1100 metre mark in the first 400 24.64. He's got him rated nice in front, and he looks to settle good for Beasley to race favourite. Back then in second, Circuit Mission. Moving into third is Savvy Command over his stablemate in Sacred Choir. Back to Heartening Flyer, who's in a nice spot. They're quite well strung out here over Real Success and Top Knight as they swing around the long corner here, and they've got 800 metres left to go on the long course. It's Limbs Kosciuszko doing it comfortably in front for Danny Beasley, shooting for 8 out of 8 here in the career in Cranji. And they're starting to make a few little runs now as Circuit Mission out wide is Sacred Choir looking to come into it 3 wide. Savvy Command under a bit of pressure on the inside fence. Heartening Flyers getting the shake up. Back then to Real Success and Top Knight. He's been under hard riding from the half mile. Beasley starts to give him a niggle and a push, the favourite, and he's still got about a length clear buffer here on Circuit Mission, who's starting to tack onto him, and he's not giving it away. Boxing on into it is Savvy Command and Heartening Flyer going up and down on the one spot, but it's Limbs Kosciuszko, 180 left to go. He's drawing away well clear here for Danny Beasley. Limbs Kosciuszko scoots away, 8 out of 8. He's an exciting horse. He's not good. He's very good. Wins it over Circuit Mission into Savvy Command in for third. Heartening Flyer, Real Success, just plotted away at the end, but he's finished in fifth. Back then to Sacred Choir and old Top Knight. He didn't really come into it today, and Mark Lerner's pulling him up rather quickly for the multiple Group 1 winner at the tail. Signals given, starter presses a button and away they go. Iron Champ beginning well from the inside in his usual role. He's going to go forward. King's Command's nice and positive. He jumped really well. Sure Will Do coming over from a wide gate to sit in second. Caristo out now, just in a wide path as his passport to Rome. Back then, Sun Fortress, Saber Star back on the inside fence, worse in midfield. Golden Flames, he got a nice spot there from a wide draw. And then we go back to Real Effecto, Stunning Cat. And towards the rear of the field is Strong and Powerful and Limbs Best Breaker. He's going to see him out as they really start to stretch along. 24.18 is the opening sectional, so he's going at a decent clip in front of the leader. He's by about 4 or 5 in front of Sure Will Do, Caristo, Passport to Rome. King's Command's in a nice stalking position from Sun Fortress. Back then to Golden Flame, Saber Star. Back in the rear enders, we've got Stunning Cat, Real Effecto, Strong and Powerful, and Limbs Best Breaker is going to have to come from last. And Beasley's just taken the shortcut home. Iron Champ skips away here. He's still under a nice hold, but can he keep going? Sure will do, starting to come into it and give chase. And then we have back on the inside fence, Saber Star, Caristo, King's Command starting to get a wiggle on as is Stunning cut out wide. And they come into the 250 metre mark. Iron Champ still in front. Sure will do under chase. King's Command starting to wind up now for Kelledy, as is Caristo. Saber Star doesn't look to be pulling him up, but he goes past him now. King's Command, Caristo to his inside, his danger, but they go to the line. King's Command gets it. Beats Caristo on the line. Saber Star in for third. They were breaking away from the rest of the pack. And then we go back in a bunch of horses. Iron Champ knocking up, but not too far away. Real Effecto, Sure will do, Golden Flame. Then we go to Lim's Best Breaker, Passport to Rome, and pulling up out wide together is Sun Fortress and Stunning Cat. Flag waves, he presses a button and away they go. Street Cry Success began well from the inside, as too did Pattaya in the Falcon Racing Silks. Good fight pushing forward from a wide draw, and they're quite bunched there with Lim's Spin just looking to get a position off the speed. Speedy Missile just dropping back to worse in midfield there with Aftermath. Tomcat settling towards Aria there, and as we have at the back, Relentless, Infinite Wisdom, and Diamond Beauty will be last on the inside rail. So they go past the 700 metre markers. It's Good Fight who's looking to overtake Pattaya and take the lead as they swing around for home. Moyle Almighty's getting a nice run. Captain Singapore tracking a bit of ground out wide. Lim's Spin, back then the Street Cry Success. Speedy Missile looking for runs. And then we look for Relentless peeling out to the middle of the track there with Aftermath. Diamond Beauty's going to go back to the inside, and as is Infinite Wisdom. They swing past the 400 metre mark. Good Fight and Pattaya look to draw away, making up ground. Tomcat on the fence. Mo Almighty underriding. Street Cry Success looking to come into it. Out wide Aftermath. Lim's Spin bouncing around between horses, looking for Relentless to run on out wide, but they come into the last 150 metres. Pattaya overtakes them. Tomcat on the inside. Street Cry Success tries to lay it down, but it's Pattaya in the last. Gets the job done. Diamond Beauty made up a stack of ground. I think it got second to Tomcat on the inside rail. And they were quite bunched there with Good Fight, who's run extremely well. Back to Street Cry Success, Aftermath, Mo Almighty. Out wide, a lot of horses pulling up together there with Captain Singapore, Speedy Missile, Relentless out wide. Lim's Spin just was a bit of a punching bag down the straight. And then we go to Infinite Wisdom, pulling up one of the last in wet conditions for the last time here today at Cranji.